built by algorithms, guided by humans. This is Neural Newscast.
Welcome to Neural Newscast Deep Dive. I'm Cassandra, your politics reporter, and with me is Alexander, your energy correspondent. Today, we're unpacking a pivotal moment, a birthday legacy, and a quirky film detail. Let's jump in. On this day in 1927, a pivotal event landed, a moment worth unpacking for what it revealed about the era's trajectory.
Right. That 1927 moment is one of those timeline anchors that helps explain shifts in public perception and institutional response.
What stands out is the real-time reaction, how people, press, and politicians moved. Those responses say as much about the political climate as the event itself.
From a technical and logistical angle, it exposed both limitations and strengths in the systems of the day, prompting a hard look at how they operated.
And that review fed straight into policy debates, keeping the conversation alive long after the immediate aftermath.
You can trace it in the practical tweaks, planning, coordination, and operations, all adjusted based on those lessons.
It also crystallized narratives. Some used it to argue for reform, others to defend the status quo.
Which, in turn, shaped where resources went and which technical fixes rose to the top of the priority list.
There's a human side too, the public mood, media framing, and the stories told about the people involved. Those elements shaped how the event is remembered.
And memory matters. Precedent guides choices. Engineers and planners pay attention to what came before as much as they do to the data.
So that 1927 moment isn't isolated. It's a catalyst that altered conversations across politics, policy, and everyday life.
It also left durable legacies in procedures and expectations that professionals worked within for years.
Those layered impacts, political, technical, and social, are exactly why it remains a useful reference point for understanding the era.
Agreed. It's a compact lesson in how a single occurrence can ripple through institutions and practice. And speaking of ripple effects, let's turn to a birthday with lasting institutional echoes.
Stay with us, more deep dive exploring coming up. Speaking of legacies, today we celebrate the birthdays of Rutherford B. Hayes, 1822, Charlton Heston, 1923, and Buster Keaton, 1895.
Let's zero in on Rutherford B. Hayes, the 19th president, his post-Reconstruction priorities, and his drive for civil service reform.
Exactly. Hayes is our centerpiece, remembered for restoring integrity to the presidency after a tumultuous Reconstruction and for championing civil service reform that reshaped expectations around appointments and accountability.
From a policy angle, his push for merit-based appointments cut across party machines and patronage, small bureaucratic shifts with big institutional impact.
And his commitment to education and social justice is often understated. Those priorities helped frame later debates about the federal role in advancing equal opportunity, even as Reconstruction's outcomes remained limited.
There's a technical governance thread, too. By emphasizing integrity and standards in the civil service, Hayes influenced how expertise and competence were valued in implementing policy, from infrastructure to regulation.
He also built a reputation for moral steadiness after a furious election controversy. So restoring public trust, at least partially, wasn't just administrative. It was about the symbolic credibility of the presidency.
He put attention on veterans and educational initiatives as well, dovetailing with his broader social justice interests, pragmatic steps toward reconciliation after conflict.
That pragmatic streak is part of his legacy, working within limits while nudging institutions toward better norms, which is why historians cite him when discussing integrity in governance.
How we staff and run government shapes outcomes, and Hayes nudged the system toward competence over cronyism, an overlooked but durable contribution that still resonates.
Taken together, his reforms and advocacy show how changing institutional culture can outlast a single term, and they keep his name relevant in debates over equality and government responsibility today. Time for a quick pause. We'll explore more when Neural Newscast Deep Dive returns.
You are listening to NNC, Neural Newscast. Subscribe and listen wherever you choose, and be sure to listen to our archive for more content like this episode, published daily at nnewscast.com.
And we're back with more from Neural Newscast Deep Dive. All of the clocks in the movie Pulp Fiction are set to 4:20, the pot smoker's hour. And that persistent detail gives the film an almost conspiratorial rhythm, doesn't it?
It does. As an energy correspondent, I notice patterns, and freezing every clock at the same time creates an unmistakable signal. 420 carries cultural weight, so embedding it visually is a deliberate stylistic choice.
From a storytelling perspective, the repetition works like a motif, anchoring scenes to a cultural moment without a word, and inviting viewers to read extra meaning into otherwise ordinary settings.
And choosing that time turns set design into subtext. It's a shorthand for atmosphere and attitude across the film's vignettes.
There's a political texture too, using a widely recognized countercultural symbol nudges at mainstream norms, fitting for a film that plays with moral ambiguity and social undercurrents.
Technically, the uniformity suggests careful set coordination, small production choices that amplify thematic cohesion and give audiences more to interpret.
It also trains viewers to hunt for patterns. Once you notice the clocks, you start scanning for other echoes, deepening engagement with the film's structure and commentary.
Exactly. What seems like a throwaway prop becomes an interpretive key. Because 420 is preloaded with meaning, one silent cue yields a lot of narrative and cultural mileage. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive. For Cassandra and all of us at Neural Newscast, I'm Alexander. Join us next time.
That's it for today's episode of Neural Newscast, where AI meets accountability. Catch up on past episodes at neuralnewscast.com. And don't forget to follow or subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Neural Newscast integrates real and AI-generated voices to facilitate efficient, high-quality news production. Developed by human experts, our AI-generated content undergoes rigorous fact-checking and human review before publication. While we strive for accuracy and neutrality, AI-generated content may occasionally contain errors. We encourage listeners to verify crucial details from reliable sources. For more on our AI transparency practices, visit newscast.com.